Welcome to New York Post. Where is Vietnam? Located in the continent of Asia, Vietnam covers 310,070 square kilometers of land and 21,140 square kilometers of water, making it the 66th largest nation in the world with a total area of 331,210 square kilometers. Vietnam became an independent state in 1954, after gaining its sovereignty from France. The population of Vietnam is 91,519,289, 2012, and the nation has a density of 295 people per square kilometer. The currency of Vietnam is the dong, VND. As well, the people of Vietnam are referred to as Vietnamese. The dialing code for the country is 84 and the top-level internet domain for Vietnamese sites is VN. Vietnam shares land borders with three countries, China, Cambodia, Lao People's Democratic Republic. Quick facts. Population 91,519,289. Density 295.2, km2, 764.5, mi2. Language Vietnamese. Independence year 1954. Capital Hanoi, Hanoi. Currency dong. GDP 186 billion, 2014 data. GDP per capita 2032, 2014 data. Land area 310,070 square kilometers, 119,719 mi2. Water area 21,140 square kilometers, 8,162 mi2. Neighboring countries China, Cambodia, Laos. Minimum longitude 102.150. Maximum longitude 109.470. Minimum latitude 8.420. Maximum latitude 23.390. What is the capital of Vietnam? Hanoi is the capital city of Vietnam. It has a population of 1,431,270. And is located on a latitude of 21.02 and longitude of 105.84. Hanoi is also the political center of Vietnam, which is considered a republic, and home to its executive head of state. Quick facts about Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. City Hanoi. Country Vietnam. Population 1,431,270. Longitude 105.8411700. Latitude 21.02450000. Elevation 10 meters over sea level. 2019 North Korea United States Hanoi Summit Vietnam. The 2019 North Korea United States Hanoi Summit Vietnam, officially the Hanoi Summit, or commonly known as Dprk.S.A. Hanoi Summit Vietnam will be a two-day summit meeting between North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong Un and U.S. President Donald Trump, held in Hanoi, Vietnam, on February 27-28, 2019. This will be the second meeting between leaders of the North Korea and United States, following the first meeting in 2018. Background. The first North Korea-United States summit was initiated in 2018 in order to overcome the long-term Korean conflict with ICBM nuclear weapons and denuclearize the Korean peninsula. A series of bilateral summits were held between North Korea's Kim Jong Un, South Korea's Moon Jae-in, and Donald Trump of the United States. Announcement. The White House gave confirmation of the planned meeting between North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong Un and U.S. President Donald Trump on September 11, 2018. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo states the DPRK and U.S. are working diligently to make sure the conditions are right for the summit. Trump announced the host country, Vietnam, and the dates, February 27-28, during his second State of the Union address on February 5, 2019. On February 8, 2019, President Trump announced that Hanoi will host the summit meeting. Vietnam's reactions and preparations. Vietnamese Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Pham Binh Minh visited North Korea at the invitation of DPRK Foreign Minister Ri Yong Ho from February 12 to 14. The visit came ahead of the summit between Dprk leader Kim Jong Un and U.S. President Donald Trump planned to take place in Hanoi, Vietnam, on February 27 and 28, a spokeswoman from the Vietnamese Foreign Ministry said in a statement posted on Twitter on Monday. Last week Trump announced he would hold his second meeting with Kim in the Vietnamese capital. In reply to a question for Vietnam's comment on Trump's remarks in his latest State of the Union address on the upcoming summit, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Le Thi Thursday Heng said Vietnam welcomed the second U.S. Dprk summit and strongly supported dialogue to maintain peace, security and stability on the Korean peninsula. Vietnam stood ready to actively contribute to and cooperate with both sides to ensure the success of the second Dprk-USA summit, helping to achieve the above-mentioned goal, the official said. Developments since June 2018 summit. In September 2018, The New York Times reported that North Korea is making nuclear fuel and building weapons as actively as ever but is doing so quietly, allowing Mr. Trump to portray a denuclearization effort as on track. The Times reported 2 months later that North Korea appeared to be engaged in a great deception by offering to dismantle one missile base while developing 16 others. The Times reported this expansion program was long known to American intelligence but contradicted Trump's public assertions that his diplomacy was yielding results. Immediately following the June 2018 summit, Trump had declared there is no longer a nuclear threat from North Korea. Sleep well tonight. In November 2018, North Korea repeated its demand that American economic sanctions on the country be lifted as a condition of proceeding in talks, while the Trump administration continued to insist North Korea make concessions first. Meetings between Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and North Korean officials were scheduled, cancelled due to disagreements, then rescheduled. The February 2019 summit was confirmed after Kim Jong Un, North Korea's top negotiator, met with Trump in the Oval Office on January 18, 2019. Preparatory talks. On September 26, 2018, CNN reported that Mike Pompeo was to travel to North Korea to organize the second summit between President Trump and North Korea's leader Kim Jong Un. On October 7, 2018, Pompeo traveled to Pyongyang to negotiate with Chairman Kim Jong Un. Both agreed to a second U.S.-North Korea summit. While discussions are still ongoing to determine the timing and location of this second summit, South Korea's presidential office stated that it would take place as soon as possible. Pompeo also issued a statement where he claimed that his latest trip to Pyongyang was another step forward to denuclearization in the Korean peninsula, and he also had a good, productive conversation with Kim, though there was still more work which needed to be done. The same day, Pompeo traveled to the South Korean capital, Seoul, where he held talks with Moon. Pompeo afterwards stated that details of his meeting with Kim were revealed to Moon, but that they were currently classified so that the South Korean government would be the only third party with first-hand knowledge. He also stated that the summit would happen soon. On January 13, 2019, Pompeo said details were being worked out for a second U.S. Dprk summit. On January 14, 2019, the South Korean newspaper Chosun Ilbo reported that Pompeo would hold talks with North Korea January 17 or 18. On January 18, 2019, according to the Wall Street Journal, the White House announced that President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un will meet for the second time in February. On January 30, 2019, Pompeo said a team is heading to Asia for the second Trump-Kim summit. North Korea and the United States reportedly to hold working talks at Panmunjom around February 4. On January 31, 2019, President Trump said a time and location for summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong Un has been set, and said they would be announced next week. On February 5, 2019, President Trump announced that the summit will take place on February 27-28 in Vietnam. However, he did not reveal in what city it will take place. On February 10, 2019, Bloomberg reported that the United States and North Korea will resume talks in the week of February 17. On February 11, 2019, South Korean Yonhap news agency reported that Vietnam's top diplomat would visit North Korea from February 12 to 14 ahead of the second meeting between the two leaders. On February 16, 2019, Reuters reported that North Korean leader Kim Jong Un will arrive in Vietnam on February 25 ahead of the summit. The State Department's special representative to North Korea, Steve Biegun, is heading to Pyongyang on Wednesday to solidify some details related to the summit, including the city where it will take place. He will also press for the North Korean counterpart to attend a series of working-level meetings before the summit. With the summit just 3 weeks away, follow-up meetings at a working level will be needed, especially as there was no progress on denuclearization during the last visit by a North Korean delegation to Washington, in January. The North Koreans have also said that they would take steps on denuclearization if the U.S. takes corresponding measures, though Biegun said last week that one of his tasks will be to figure out exactly what that means. Meeting location. Locations considered. Regarding the release from Bloomberg and the South Korean newspaper, Manhwa anticipated the location of the second Trump-Kim summit as Vietnam's capital city Hanoi because of Vietnam is a long-standing partner of Dprk, and there is also an excellent foreign relationship between the U.S. and Vietnam. U.S. scouts Bangkok, Hanoi and Hawaii as possible locations for the Kim-Trump summit. President Trump reportedly offered to meet Kim in Vietnam in mid-February. According to Channel News Asia, the location of next summit with Kim has been decided, as stated by Trump. During the 2019 State of the Union address, President Trump announced Vietnam to host the second meeting between the two leaders. City choice. There was a list of several cities that were considered potential to host this event. It contained Vietnamese centrally controlled cities, Hanoi, Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh City, and some other places like Ha Long, Nha Trang, Phu Quoc. Citation needed. It was reported that when the city in Vietnam was still being discussed, contenders were Hanoi, favored by North Korea because it has its embassy there, and Da Nang, favored by the United States because the 2017 APEC Vietnam summit was held there. On February 8, 2019, President Trump confirmed that Hanoi will host the summit meeting. Reactions. Chiang Sung-chang, Vice President of Research Planning at the Sejong Institute in South Korea, interviewed with Japanese newspaper, after the first Trump-Kim summit, for 260 days, they did not just sit down, twiddling their fingers. Instead, they continuously finalized their negotiation strategies for the two leaders' agreement and terms for the next step to be discussed on the second Trump-Kim summit. However, Robert Carlin, who is a former CIA and State Department intelligence analyst, claimed we should not expect too much of the process of denuclearization from North Korea, as it is unrealistic to try to see the end point of denuclearization in such a hasty mindset. Article by Wikipedia.org. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to news and updates.